Good evening and welcome to the Brookfield Zoning Commission special meeting. Today is January 31st, 2024. The time is 7 p.m. This meeting is being held in Town Hall Room number 133. If you would, please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. At this time, I would ask that all the commissioners please introduce themselves, starting with my far left.
Anthony Capucci. Kirk Timmerman.
Daryl Pratt, regular member.
Gary Getz, chairman.
Sean Turner, regular member.
Mike Lucia, alternate.
Gwen Arnett, alternate.
Thank you. And now moving on to the next item, number 2, elections of officers. At this time, I would ask Mr. Pratt to please read a statement into the record.
Sure could. For the record, Brookfield Board of Selectmen appointee violates town charter. On December 30th, 2023, Zoning Commission Chairman Gary Getz was reviewing the Brookfield.gov website and Zoning Commission business when he noticed that the name of a recent elected commissioner, Jeff Cass, a Democrat, had been removed from the listing of zoning commissioners. He directly sent an email to Brookfield Land Use Director Laura Borkowski and CEO Fran Lally asking for an explanation. The following day, January 31st, Mr. Getz received an email response from Mr. Lally stating, Mr. Cass has resigned from the Zoning Commission. You should be receiving a letter. On January 2nd, 2024, Mr. Getz received an email from Land Use Secretary Amy Curran with a letter from Mr. Cass attached and addressed to Amy DeStefan, Brookfield Town Clerk. That letter was dated December 18th, 2023. In the letter, Mr. Cass states, due to unforeseen family issues, I find I am unable to continue to serve as a member of the Zoning Commission. Therefore, I am resigning from the Zoning Commission effective immediately. Mr. Getz was listed as a courtesy copy recipient, yet Town Clerk DeStefan did not provide Mr. Getz with a copy of that letter. Therefore, he did not receive proper notification. This is another violation of the rules, this time from the Brookfield Zoning Commissioner bylaws. Zoning Commission bylaws. Mr. Getz finally did get a copy of Mr. Cass's letter 15 days after the date on the letter, but only due to his own initiative. Yet on January 4th, 2024, 2 days later, Mr. Kirk Timmerman addressed an email to Steve, the Board of Selection, and also to Laura Borkowski, Land Use Director. Chairman Getz was not courtesy copied on this correspondence either. Mr. Timmerman states, it has come to my attention that there has been a resignation of one of the regular members of the Zoning Commission. And then he asked to be considered for an appointment to fill the vacancy. The following day, Friday, January 5th, 2024, at 2:39 p.m., Democrat Aaron Zimmer sent an email to Town Hall recommending Curtis Timmerman to the appointment as a regular member of the Zoning Commission to fill vacancies resulting from the resignation of Jeff Cass. Wherein Mr. Zimmerman said, I know it's late in the day on Friday, but I hope you'll all be able to add this to Monday evening's agenda. This email was not listed under correspondence on the agenda for the Board of Selectmen meeting on Monday, January 8th, 2024, having apparently missed the deadline or perhaps other reasons. We hold that the Board of Selectmen violated the Brookfield Town Charter by appointing Mr. Timmerman, whose voter status is unaffiliated, when the Charter clearly and unequivocally states, Section C, 4-12, Appointments, B. In exercising the power herein, confirmed to fill vacancies with respect of elective board or commissions, the Board of Selectmen shall make an interim appointment for an unexpired portion of the term when the persons vacating the office shall have been elected as a member of a political party. Such vacancies shall be filled by the appointment of a member of the same political party. The town's attorney's reliance on the term that the appointment was proper does not even come close to satisfying a justification for the self-serving interpretation. No citation is provided from the town's charter itself, Connecticut state statutes, or applicable cases. We are required to accept that the Democratic Town Committee has the authority to unilaterally waive the requirements of the Brookfield Town Charter because they said it's okay by them. We find this action to be contrary to the law, common sense, and plain reading of the Brookfield Town Charter. Therefore, we strongly object to this motion, to this imposition, and will abstain from the proceedings until this matter is satisfactorily resolved, and believe that all votes and decisions impacted by this charter violation are tainted. This letter is dated January 31st, 2024, signed by Gary Getz, Daryl Pratt, and Gwen Armett. In addition, I want to add, we have no opposition to Kurt. Kurt's a nice guy. He's been awesome working on the board with him. But the way it's happened seems to be a big problem here. So, and that's why we wanted to put that forward.
Thank you, Mr. Pratt. I would also like to add why we have to have a special meeting tonight is because this was part of our regular business at last week's meeting. And we couldn't resolve it because there was questions raised that the chair made a point of order about this very issue, and it wasn't resolved, even though it was specifically asked about the town charter, Connecticut general statutes, and case law. And again, in an email, it was sent to the Director of Land Use asking that the town attorney give us a real reason other than to say it's okay because Mr. Zimmer said it was okay and it's proper. That's not really persuasive and controlling as far as the plain reading of all those words in there where it says shall. It doesn't say maybe, it doesn't say we suggest. And then on the third time, yesterday, another email was sent out and forwarded to the attorney, Mr. Beecher, all of which have been ignored, which doesn't really engender a lot of confidence in this process. That's really all I have to say at this time.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
One of our biggest problems is if we go forward with this and it comes to find out it's not legal, then what happens to all the cases that we've already approved? We have two that we did 2 meetings already now, and then anything going forward could come back to us. I really don't need the extra work at all, so it's a big concern.
Thank you.
I would worry about it.
Well, it's easy for you to say.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Pratt. At this time, the chair is ready to entertain nominations and elections for chairman.
If I might.
Okay, please.
And once again, this is nothing against Mr. Timmerman, who has been a very valuable member. But the town of Brookfield, my understanding is the town of Brookfield adopted its own town charter against by not following the state statutes. And it was developed and voted on by the citizens and adopted. And my understanding is that if it's violated, it's a violation against the citizens and renders it changed. So the Board of Selectmen, it's my understanding, can change the town charter, but not without the vote of the citizens. And as it was said, going forward with this could invalidate and cause a problem with future actions from this board. It could change and invalidate the insurance. It could invalidate members' immunity provisions as well. So I don't think a cavalier approach is the right thing. I think this is more serious than people think, because it leaves us open, and I think we should protect ourselves and the town. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I address the commission?
You're not on the agenda, unfortunately. It would have been nice if you had the courtesy to respond to the emails. Yeah, but it was 6 days ago when the question was posed, and you show up at the meeting unannounced. So, Chair does not recognize you. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, may I make a motion to hear what Attorney Beecher has to say on this matter, as he has written an attorney opinion regarding this?
Let me just ask a question. How would you know that?
How would I know he wrote an opinion? Because he sent it to all of us.
When?
He sent it January 26th. Copied
Oh,
everybody in.
that opinion.
Yes,
Yeah.
the opinion, yes.
Okay. Well, we've all read it. He's not on the agenda. I personally don't like being ambushed, so no.
We can vote to put it on the agenda.
You're asking the chair declines.
As you can with public comment.
Pardon me?
As you can with public comment.
We don't have public comment scheduled for this evening either.
You can allow it.
Well, you can allow commission counsel to address the commission. It seems to me you don't want me to address the commission.
Well, I would have appreciated if you had just shown the courtesy to respond to the numerous requests for you to provide the information, and maybe you could explain why you didn't.
Because I'm here, I already issued one opinion letter. Be happy to.
So then you don't have any more opinions, so we don't need to listen to you. You're not recognized to speak, sir.
You just asked me a question.
You already answered it.
Board of Selectmen received a recommendation.
Excuse me, you're out of order.
And choice of the Brookfield Democratic Party as to who would fill.
Just let the public, hope the public can see that this is how they run Brookfield now. The attorney does not respond to the chair of the zoning commission's numerous requests for information. You work for the town of Brookfield, presumably, don't you, sir? But now you're taking over the meeting. The chair presides at the meeting, not the town attorney who shows up without any notice. And I said you already answered it, which you did.
This commission doesn't have the jurisdiction over this issue. The Board of Selectmen.
Okay, but we don't, I'm not interested in listening to you now.
To this commission.
You're disrupting our meeting.
Zimmerman is a full member of this commission.
This is a special meeting to do our election, not to listen to you at this point.
What you just read into the record then wouldn't be germane to what the topic of the
Okay,
agenda is.
please sit down and we'll proceed.
But I'm here to answer
You can go through all this at the Board of Selectmen meeting on Monday night.
You're the ones that have the jurisdiction.
Thank you. At this time, the chair will entertain nominations for chair.
Can I be recognized, please?
For nominations for chair, yes.
Then I will like to nominate Mr. Timmerman for chair.
Okay, thank you.
second it.
And we have a second from Mr. Papucci. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed by nay. Are there any abstentions? Abstention. Let the record reflect that Mr. Timmerman, who is an unaffiliated person and not a Democrat, has now been elected by this commission to be the chair. Mr. Timmerman, take over.
All right, thank you.
Can you please tell me you abstained? Thank you.
Make a motion, I will accept a motion to get counsel from the town attorney. So we can about my nomination.
I second it.
No, I'm looking for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to authorize chairman to seek information from town council.
Thank you. Any second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of accepting the town attorney's opinion? All in favor? Aye. All against? All abstentions?
Abstention. Objection.
Thank you. Attorney Beecher, could you go over the letter you wrote, your opinion regarding the matter of my appointment to the vacancy?
Thank you. My name's Tom Beecher. I'm the town attorney for the town of Brookfield. And as I was saying earlier, the Board of Selectmen received the recommendation and choice of the Brookfield Democrats to fill the vacancy with an unaffiliated elector who was Kurt Timmerman. It was their appointment and their choice, and they informed the Board of Selectmen of their choice. The Board of Selectmen unanimously approved that appointment of Mr. Timmerman to this commission. As of that appointment on January 8th, Mr. Timmerman became a full regular member of this commission with all full rights of any commissioner on this commission. In my opinion, the only political party that would have any standing to object to the appointment would be the Democratic Party. But the Democratic Party, in fact, it was their choice to put forward an unaffiliated voter for the position to be filled by the vacancy. The zoning commission does not appoint members of the zoning commission. That is done by the Board of Selectmen. The Board of Selectmen has already done that on January 8th. They made the appointment, and again, it was unanimous. In my opinion, because he's an unaffiliated voter and he was the choice of the Brookfield Democrats to fill that Democratic slot, the appointment was appropriate.
Thank you, Chairman Beecher.
Mr. Chair, just to clear one thing, sir. You said in your opinion, but you can't show us any case facts at all from maybe another
There's
town?
no case law concerning the town charter, the Brookfield town charter.
Thank you.
Mr. Timmerman, if I may, I'd like to ask a question also. Where in the town charter does it have an exception for the explicitly stated shall be of the same political party? Where does it say that one political party can waive what's the law in the town charter?
The Democrats of the town of Brookfield put forth their choice, who happen to be unaffiliated. If the Board of Selectmen had not chosen who the Democrats had put forward, but in fact nominated and approved a Republican to fill that slot, that would be an obvious violation of the charter.
So again, this is only your opinion. You don't back it up with any law. So do they go in front of the Supreme Court and say, please, you shouldn't overturn this because I determine it's proper and it's my opinion? Don't they have to make citations to law and case?
Most cases are interpretive.
Mr. Getz, please, a little decorum.
It's a question.
It's a question, but you don't have to state it so aggressively.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Timmerman.
Many cases that go before all courts are a matter of interpretation of any law, whether it's the Constitution, the Charter, or state statute.
I'll only say that obviously I'm not going to get an answer, so I'll stop asking. I don't want to be accused of being aggressive going after the truth here, after all. We have a new system in town.
Gwen, you
Thank
had a
you.
question?
Yes, so I am assuming then that the town charter has been altered
It has not been altered.
because you is not a party. Unaffiliated is not a party in the town charter. This was my point. If the town charter is there for administration of governance. And it can only be changed by a vote of the citizens.
It's not a change of the charter. The Democrats of Brookfield put forward Kurt Timmerman's name. He's an unaffiliated, but that was their choice.
But it
They are
says,
the ones who would have standing if the Board of Selectmen ignored their choice and appointed someone such as a Republican to take that slot. It's the Democrats who would be aggrieved if they didn't like the appointment.
but they are to appoint a Democrat. It's according to the town
And the
charter.
Democrats put forth their choice to the Board of Selectmen, and the Board of Selectmen acted on it.
If I may, one more question. Why is that passage in the town charter if it can be so easily ignored and waived? There's no point in having it in there. So
There's a point
I
in
would say
having
that the reason it's in there is because it's supposed to be followed and there's no exceptions noted.
It's in there for a reason. If the Democrats had put forward a name and the Board of Selectmen ignored that request and appointed a Republican to fill that slot, that would have been a violation. This was the Democratic Party's choice. How are you aggrieved?
I beg your pardon?
How are you aggrieved?
I'm not here to answer your questions.
Okay.
I never said I was aggrieved. I think that the town charter's been broken and the people of Brookfield are aggrieved. I've never stated I am aggrieved. So please, let's not try to distort people's opinions and what people are asking.
Could I ask a question?
Sure.
So, if the positions were flipped, if a Republican stepped down and an unaffiliated, if the Republican Party put forth an unaffiliated, that would be acceptable as well, correct?
Same.
Correct. But if a Democrat was put forth, again, that would be the problem.
If it was a Republican slot?
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Because what you're leaving out is Republicans didn't recommend a Democrat for the slot, or
Correct.
vice versa.
Correct. And that's what I'm saying. The unaffiliated would technically be the wild card. And if the Democratic Party puts forth the unaffiliated as their Democratic replacement, just like the Republicans could choose to do in the same situation if the roles were reversed.
That's my opinion.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney Beecher.
Thank you.
Continue with the elections for vice chair. I nominate Tony P. Any seconds to the nomination?
I'll second.
Thank you, Sean. Any other nominations for vice chair? All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions?
Abstention.
And then for secretary, any
I'd like to nominate Darrell Pratt, the secretary.
Thank you, but I'll have to say no to that. I
all right.
don't have the time to do it.
I nominate Gary Getz for secretary.
Thank you so much for that distinct honor, but I think I likewise will decline it.
All right. So the last one left.
I was going to say I nominate Sean Turner for secretary.
I'll second that if you're willing to take it, Sean.
At this time, yes.
All right. All in favor? Aye.
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 All opposed? Any abstentions?
Abstain.
All right. All right, so that's it for the business. Take a motion for adjournment.
I take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
All right, second.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Darrell. All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Is that any opposed? Any abstentions?
I abstain.
All right.